And now, aviation weather around Alaska.
Hello, I'm National Weather Service meteorologist Peter Chan, and this is your Alaska aviation weather outlook on Monday, July 28th, 2025. And to set things up, as of this late Monday morning, we have high pressure situated over the southeast Bering, just pulling east of the Pribilof Islands. It's going to continue to be just south of Nunavik Island, and it'll tend to weaken here through the midweek period. And aside from that feature, we have that low pressure down in the North Pacific. We got a spiral arm of a trough that's going to fling more moisture across the panhandle later today, especially Monday evening into Tuesday. Some more showers will work their way north and westward. And then meanwhile, we have on the top of the ridge, we have this westerly flow coming across the interior that's spreading moisture inland, especially along and north of the Alaska Range. It's going to be showery, rainy up through this region, and extends the instability. It goes all the way up along the Brooks Range north slope. So again, there are going to be some periods of rain and rain showers here across the interior as we go through and starting to enhance later today and especially Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe. But IFR conditions will rule just off the Beaufort Sea coast Tuesday morning along the Chukchi Sea coast, Lisburne Peninsula, the Seward Peninsula, Norton Sound, Lower Yukon Delta, Nunavik Island, St. Lawrence, St. Paul, all out across the Aleutian chain, because we have a warm, moist air mass coming over the cool waters of the Bering that I mentioned. This feature pivoting north and northwestward. Tuesday afternoon, looking for MVFR conditions across much of the panhandle with some rain showers pivoting back to the north and west. With the daytime heating, there could be a few thunderstorms pop up. Parts of the Yukon Flats, 40-mile Gold Country, potentially their upper parts of the Tanana Valley, and then more widespread MVFR, perhaps a few pockets of IFR here in the interior with the lower cloud cover ceilings and areas of rain or rain showers. Still IFR conditions, lower clouds, that low stratus and some fog along the Arctic coast, the Beaufort, and the far northern part of the Chukchi Sea coast. Still IFR into parts of Norton Sound, especially Stebbins, St. Michael, Kotlik, and then down across the Bering through the Pribilofs and into the Aleutian chain. For Wednesday morning, we're going to watch some of that energy moisture pivot back toward along the Gulf Coast, and it's going to meet up with the westerly flow coming across the interior, so we're going to see more widespread lower ceilings, but especially some rain showers breaking out as we get into Tuesday night, Wednesday. That could include areas around Cook Inlet, and then back to the west, still widespread IFR conditions over the Bering Sea and much of the Aleutian chain. And for Wednesday afternoon, we find MVFR conditions throughout the Alaska Range, Talkeetna Mountains, Copper River Basin, Anchorage Bowl, as well as the Kenai Peninsula, because there are going to be some areas of rain and rain showers within this region. An isolated thunderstorm could pop up along the Elkhorn border and the eastern Yukon Flats, 40-mile Gold Country, and around Northway area as we go through Wednesday afternoon. Still generally MVFR conditions, panhandle all along the Gulf Coast up into south central. And then again, IFR conditions should push a little further offshore up there along the Beaufort Sea and Arctic coast there Wednesday afternoon, and also still extensive out over the Bering, especially out across the Aleutian chain. So past conditions on Tuesday, Anaktuvik Pass, generally MVFR. There will be some showers in vicinity. Adigan Pass, same thing, MVFR with showers in vicinity. Lake Clark and Merrill, MVFR conditions, and certainly as we get into Tuesday night and Wednesday, more likelihood of showers there. Rainy Pass MVFR with showers more likely, especially Wednesday night and or Tuesday night and Wednesday. Same thing, Windy Pass. Isabel may start out VFR Tuesday morning but become MVFR further east. Mentasta should hold on to generally VFR conditions Tuesday, but in the afternoon, early evening, there could be a few scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms developing within vicinity. Tanita Pass, generally VFR conditions, but on the north side of the pass and up through the mountains there, maybe some MVFR conditions. Portage Pass is looking VFR for Tuesday, and then Chilkoot and White will likely see MVFR conditions, more spotty in the morning, but becoming more widespread as that moisture and some showers pivot back off to the north and west, especially as we get further along into Tuesday. So the freezing levels at the surface are well to the north. They're up over the Beaufort and far north end of the Chukchi Sea Arctic Ocean. We still have some warmer temperatures aloft extending back toward the central Aleutians. This is part of that dome, that mid-upper level high pressure ridge, even though that ridge feature is going to begin to break down as we get into midweek. But still, this is why we have widespread low stratus fog across much of the Bering in this region and the Aleutian chain. Very stable. You have the subsidence inversion trapping that low level moisture. Doesn't allow it to mix out. And then here we find a low pressure south, pocket of cooler air aloft, signal of a upper level low in the North Pacific, and this arm of energy just pivoting back to the north and west will spread some MVFR conditions and rain showers across the Panhandle for Tuesday, and eventually pull that back even up toward areas of south central, which will then encounter that westerly little short wave coming through with the westerly flow that's going to just enhance areas of rain or rain showers Tuesday into Wednesday over this region. And looking at threat of icing on Tuesday, there could be some moderate icing in portions of the Panhandle above 12,000 feet. Same thing here along the Alaska Range, especially central Alaska Range, and then also pocket here up toward Anatuvik Pass above 10,000 feet, and then way out toward the far western Aleutians or southwest there above 16,000 feet could be some moderate icing. So looking at the circulation patterns here, jet stream level 30,000 feet, very clearly we have this broad low circulation in the North Pacific sending southerly flow up toward Haida Gwaii and the Panhandle, backside northeast north flow, and then coming across the Bering Strait into the heart of the interior, west-northwesterly flow, and that's what's helping to spread this moisture further eastward across the central and eastern interior on Tuesday. At 9,000 feet, we still have this broad low circulation associated with the low in the North Pacific with southerly winds 35 to just off at 45 knots there outside of Prince of Wales Island and west-northwest of Haida Gwaii. And across the interior, general flow 25 to some pockets of 35, 40 knots, especially back out here toward the lower Yukon. And then at 3,000 feet, not quite the strength or reflection. We still have a broad low circulation there over the North Pacific and the tail, the peripheral of that coming along the Panhandle coast and out toward east there of the Kenai Peninsula, but across the interior, generally a westerly flow with a few pockets where winds might be 30 to locally 35 knots. So the greatest threat for turbulence on Tuesday, a few places, southern Panhandle, including areas like Port Arthur down to Prince of Wales Island, Dixon Entrance, surface to 6,000 feet, could see some moderate turbulence. Pocket up here in the western part of the Brooks Range, surface to 4,000 feet, as well as around especially southern eastern side of Norton Sound. And then in the interior where we have some southwesterly winds up around 25 knots, there could be some isolated moderate turbulence just along and north of the Alaska Range and some of the higher terrain north and northwest there of Fairbanks, surface to 6,000 feet.